Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video I'll be giving you my hands-on review with this iQOO 15. This is no way a full in-depth review, but I have used this device for the last couple of days, so I'll give you my opinion. What do I feel about this device? What are the things that I liked and what are the things I did not like? And I'll also, because I also had this OnePlus 15 which I had posted the video on this one a couple of days ago, I'll also compare a few things that I have noticed between these two devices. So let's get on with this one. And first, the most important thing is regarding the pricing of this iQOO 15, and here I feel they could have done a far better job in my frank opinion. If you look at this iQOO 15, the regular pricing of this one is 72,999. That's almost 73,000 rupees, which is exactly the same as OnePlus. So I feel pricing they could have done a lot better. Yes, if I recall, and in fact I had tweeted about this one when the this smartphone was launched, and they were quoting around 65,000 with the offers. But today, when I was just checking the Amazon website, and let's just go to the Amazon website, and if I go to iQOO and I'm looking at it, let's look at this one, the base variant that comes with 12 gigabytes and 256. Yes, the pricing is this one, but the card offers maximum I was getting is about 4,000 rupees discount, and if you have the specific ICICI card, 4 plus 2, almost 6,000 rupees discount. But no way that 65,000 rupees that they were quoting when the smartphone was launched. So I feel they should bring back that pricing what they quoted with the card discount. That is no longer the case even on Amazon. And frankly speaking, guys, most of us, and I was also expecting that this smartphone, yes, this is coming with the flagship processor from Qualcomm. That's the Snapdragon 8 Elite Generation 5. That's the same thing on even this OnePlus 15. And yes, I know the pricing of this chip is increased and the RAM prices also have increased, but we all were expecting the price of this smartphone to be around that 60-ish to 62,000. So definitely I would say in terms of pricing, they could have done a lot better. But again, I feel they have improved this iQOO compared to earlier generations of iQOO in a lot of aspects, because this one strangely now even has wireless charging up to 40 watts. The build quality is a lot better. In fact, camera was never a strength of iQOO phones, but here I feel they have improved the camera also quite a bit on this one. So instead of being just the performance centric, gaming centric smartphone, they are trying to become a flagship. But again, the pricing aspect, they are just forgetting that, in my frank opinion. So I'm not that happy about the pricing. Let's be blunt about that one. They could have been aggressive, but that's just my frank opinion. Anyways, moving to the build quality here, I like it. It's again a big phone, 6.85 inch screen, and I'll come to the screen. The screen is a blockbuster on this one. We'll talk about that later. But also coming to the build quality, I like the build quality on this smartphone. This is the white color. This also has the monster inside, but there is also one more gray color that does not have this branding, so might look a lot more sleeker. Good thing is that back is also glass, and this does not attract any fingerprint. In fact, I like this ring, the camera ring. This actually glows. Here is a when notifications etc, you can enable it, and as you can see, it actually glows. You can also change the color etc in the setting. So this was actually a nice implementation that they have. Again, as you can see, I just got a notification. The studio lights are very bright, so glowing slightly in the green color. So yeah, you can customize that one, I would say, for notifications and stuff like that. So overall, the build quality is nice. This is aluminum build that you are getting. Again, IP68 69. Yes, not the 69K that we get on the OnePlus, but yeah, nevertheless, I don't think so you have to worry about that one. But only one nitpicking that I have regarding the build quality. Overall, it's good. Also, ultrasonic fingerprint scanner that we are getting on this one, so that's actually very good. That's not a problem. Again, as you can see, even the phone is switched off, it works. So it works very well. But the glass protection that they have is that Scotch Sensation glass, and I feel at this pricing they should have gone with the Gorilla Glass Victus 2, like what other flagships etc, all the flagships that cost this much do that. So there I feel they did a little bit of cost cutting, in my frank opinion. But coming to the screen, I think so this is the biggest trump card on this smartphone. In fact, the screen is a lot better than the screen that we find on the OnePlus 15, and even the flagship of Oppo, that is, let me unlock this phone, that is this One, that is the, what is this? Find X9 Pro that we have. Again, this costs a lot more, I would say. And in terms of screen quality, I feel this one has the best screen quality. They're using a Samsung latest panel M14, if I recall, and the HPM brightness actually can go up to 2600 nits. Here it will be very difficult to demonstrate that to you. Let's open the same page or whatever, the stock market page. Okay, whatever. And if you recall, if you see over it, the big difference is that this is actually a proper 2K screen. That's a quad HD screen, so definitely higher resolution, and big text like this does not matter at all, I would say. But very small text like this definitely feels a little bit more sharper on a 2K screen. And another thing that I notice is that the brightness is definitely better. Again, in indoor conditions like this, it won't matter at all, I would say. More than enough, even this one. In fact, the, what do you say, Oppo's flagship, this one also, the HPM is just 1800 nits. And I noticed outdoors, sunny situations, when I was using both the phones, this had better contrast and was getting a little bit brighter. So definitely they put a very good screen. In fact, iQOO says that this panel, this the newest Samsung panel, will be actually used in the Samsung S26 series. I think so will be used in the S26 Ultra. Also, another thing is that this is actually 144 hertz refresh. Okay, so some of you were asking me, does it have eSIM? So yes, it does have eSIM support also on this one. But let me just show you the brightness and all this option. You can go to, again, as you can see, Ultra HD that you can go, whereas OnePlus is just restricted to 1.5K. So that's what it is. So higher resolution and screen rate, it can go up to 144 hertz. But again, guys, remember that again it's a LTPO screen, so you don't have to worry about it. But remember that 144 hertz is only in a few games or something. In general usage, it will move between that 1 hertz to 120 hertz within the UI. And again, very smooth. These Snapdragon latest chips are so fast that you don't have to worry about the performance. So screen is something that they have put, one of the best screens that I have seen in these what do you say, three flagship sort of smartphones that I have used till in the recent time, I would say. So there they have definitely done a good job. And again, the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner also works very good. Now we have to talk about another thing, that is Origin OS. If you recall, the earlier iQOO phones used to come with this Fun Touch UI, but now everybody was asking like, okay, we want what do you say, this Origin OS. So this comes with the Origin OS. I think so this is the first time iQOO is giving Origin OS. So this, I would say, is a tad better than Fun Touch OS. In fact, I've already got 2 OTA updates on this one, and again, it's very smooth in the UI and all those things. But again, I'm not happy that, okay, these were some of the pre-installed apps. Again, nothing bad. Again, even OnePlus had some of those apps. But what is this, Block Blaster or something like that? I don't like this. Okay, don't worry about LinkedIn, Spotify, PhonePe, whatever. But this Block Blast. Another thing is that this V App Store is there by default. Again, the OnePlus also and the iQOO also have their own app store. But I was not getting their notifications in the, what do you say, here with those smartphones. Here, this V App Store will send you notifications and you have to disable those. I disabled it, but that is something that is enabled by default. Another small thing that I did not like within the UI. Within the UI, everything is fine. But if I go to the lock screen and if you go to the left, this poster thing is there. Why is this there? Why is this there? When the phone is costing this much, this gives a very cheap, what do you say, feel. That poster thing should not have been enabled by default. So I like the Origin OS, I would say, what they are doing. But again, some of the silly things that are there are still there even in this Origin OS, and that should not be there when a phone is costing this much, in my frank opinion. There I would say OnePlus is doing slightly better job. But in one area, again, I was surprised that the iQOO jumped over this OnePlus was in terms of Android updates. This iQOO is claiming will get next 5 years of Android updates and 7 years of OS upgrades, whereas the OnePlus will be getting just 4, or what do you say, OS upgrades, and I believe 6 years of security updates. Apart from that, in general operations, I did not have a problem with the phone. Even RAM management was good on this one. And again, these phones get actually very good, what do you say, Antutu score. But let me actually show you I ran Antutu and I got a score of 3.78 million. In fact, I ran it multiple times, and earlier if I go to album, I got a score of 3.86 million also. So again, nevertheless, in terms of performance, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Generation 5 is so fast that in general operations you don't have to worry. And I don't know why still. Though this phone has 16 gigabytes of RAM, they're also enabling the virtual RAM. You can actually disable it, but yeah, that's what it is. So in terms of I would say UI and general operations, I did not have any issues with the phone, but again, some bloatware or all that stuff shouldn't have been actually there. This is again a fast phone, and in performance they are pushing it. Of course, iQOO, we also have the performance mode, the monster mode they call it, or whatever. If you're doing gaming and all those things, monster mode, you can enable it. I didn't do a lot of gaming. I just played Call of Duty. It played fine without any issues. And good thing is, this was also not heating up that much. So for gaming also it'll be good. But again, for hardcore continuous gaming, check out other channels, I would say. In general, day-to-day usage, I would say the phone did not get hot. The only place where it got a little bit warm to touch was when I was running the benchmarks continuously. And that was the same case even with this OnePlus 15. Next thing is regarding the speakers. Again, this one also has stereo speakers, I would say. And here I would say they are good speakers. But again, no Dolby Atmos or something. Again, I don't know why these vendors are just Dolby Atmos on this one. So I don't know why these vendors are just removing the Dolby Atmos and all those things that give you virtual effect even with speakers. So that's not there. And speakers are decent, I would say, but I felt that the speaker's maximum volume could have been 10% louder. Don't get me wrong, it's not like it's not loud or something, but I felt that for other flagships, for example, even the Pixel 10 that I had and even the iPhone 17 at maximum volume were a little bit louder than this one, which was a little bit surprising to me. Now, one place where this one actually is doing a good job is in terms of haptics. The haptics have been implemented very well on this one. In fact, the haptic motor is a lot stronger compared to the OnePlus. The OnePlus haptics were just okay, but here I would say definitely the haptics hardware motor is far better on this smartphone. Another small thing I completely forgot is that this is what I like about this one. You get this 100-watt charger in the box, so you don't have to actually separately purchase this. But the good thing is that it comes with the Type-C port, not a Type-A port. And the advantage of that is you can also charge your PD laptops with this one. So you can just carry this charger if you have a modern laptop that supports PD charging. So you don't have to carry two separate chargers. This is actually supporting that. This is a Vivo Flash Charge and supports 100-watt fast charging. Coming to the battery on this one, again, this also is having a very big battery. That's a 7000 milliamp hour battery. And again, in terms of battery life, you don't have to worry with these smartphones. Easily about 1.5 days, I would say, even if you're sort of a heavy user. And if you're a sort of a normal to a casual user, you should get about 2 days of battery life. The standby life was actually good on this smartphone. Let's move to the camera on this one. And we have the triple camera setup on this one. And all of them are actually 50 megapixel, but the zoom camera, that's a 3x zoom camera, is now a periscope camera, and the front facing camera is a 32 megapixel camera on this one. Let me quickly just show you the interface for a second, and then I'll show you the camera samples that I've taken with this one. This is the default interface that you get. Let me just bring some objects over here, and this is there. And you can change the modes over here, vivid, nature, black and white, and very quickly you can just actually do that. And what I liked is that shutter, there is almost no shutter lag on this one because of the storage and all those things that you are having fast storage. You can go to 2x, this 3x is up. That periscope zoom. And what I liked about this one is that you can also use it for close-up shots. In fact, I'll show you some of the samples. Now let me just go back to 1x, and what I liked about the video is that again it has video. We have video up to even 8K. I don't know, 8K is a silly thing, I would say, but 4K 60 FPS is supported on this one, which you might actually realistically use. So that's what it is. But one thing to note is that 4K 120 option was not there. I don't know why they omitted it, because the chipset is easily, it can actually shoot in 4K 120 FPS. So that's one nitpicking that I have. But the good thing is that in video, if you notice, we also have this f-stop option, and here you can adjust the when you hit this, you can adjust the background blur. If you keep it on 3.2 or no, that is 2.8 or F, while even shooting the video, the background actually gets blurred. So this is actually a very nice thing. But one limitation and that I've noticed is with this one is that if I keep it on this one, it is going back to 1080p. If I bring it back to 4K, the f-stop option is going off, which was not the case with the OnePlus. This is an interesting thing that I have noticed. 1K, you can have this f-stop and it will, let me just confirm it to you. Let's just go to the video option and let's go to the 4K 30 option, and it's at f2.8 at bokeh effect and it's still in 4K. So here also I would say the OnePlus is doing slightly better in that option. But now enough of this talk. Let's look at some of the samples that I've shot with this smartphone. Let's start with some outdoor shots. This was taken in the regular mode and this was actually taken in the ultra wide. Again, this is ultra wide. This was at 1x, that's the regular mode. This is that 3x zoom, and here I used the 10x zoom option. This was taken in the regular mode with the iQOO 15, and this was taken with the OnePlus. Notice that the OnePlus interior, it's a lot darker because of the sensor. Here is the side-by-side image. The right one is on the OnePlus, and definitely the sensor is better on the iQOO with the main lens. The skin tones are also produced well. This is in the regular mode, and here I enable the portrait mode. Portrait mode default goes to that 3x and looks very good, but you can drop it down to 2x or 1x. One more example, this is in the regular mode and here the portrait mode was enabled. This is 3x, this is that 2x, and again finally this is 1x. Again, portraits come out very good. Though the main lens aperture is just 1.9 f, you can get these shots very easily, that natural background blur, even without invoking the portrait mode. So in those aspects, it's doing a good job. This was shot with the 3x periscope zoom, and you can zoom in to object very closely, then also you get good effect. This is with the regular lens, and the sharpness is actually pretty good with the main lens, and this was that 3x zoom lens. One more example regarding the zoom, this was at 1x, this was at actually 3x, this is that 10x digital zoom, and this was that 32x zoom. This was again with the main lens, and this was with ultra wide. The ultra wide is also actually doing a good job. Now for some pics in low and dull lighting conditions around my house, and as you can see, it actually did a pretty decent job. To be frank, I was not expecting much, but it did a pretty decent job in my frank opinion. Decided to take some pictures side by side. On the right is the OnePlus 15, and in this picture the OnePlus 15 picture is slightly brighter, but the iQOO has a little bit more sharpness. Again, if you notice the shadows have slightly more detail here on the iQOO compared to the OnePlus, and here clearly the iQOO is producing a brighter image, and this was in my kitchen dull lighting, and here also iQOO has a slight edge. Now these were shot with the front facing 32 megapixel camera. Again, these were in the normal mode, and the pictures actually come out very pleasingly looking. And here I invoked the portrait bokeh mode, and you can adjust the amount of background blur by adjusting the f-stop in the portrait mode. Now in pretty low lighting conditions also, I feel it actually did a pretty decent job. This was with the portrait mode enabled in very low lighting conditions. Recording this with the iQOO 15 rear facing camera, and guys, I've kept it to 4K 30 FPS. We can do 4K 60 also, as I've mentioned, and I'll just walk around to give you an idea how's the stabilization. I'm just walking normally, and at least in the preview it looks actually pretty good stabilization. Color vibrancy, I think so it's boosting the colors quite a bit. Let's just go to that 2x zoom, and this is the 3x. This is using that periscope, and we also have a 10x, so let's just go to 10x. And it's sort of usable also in 10x, not bad. Let's go back to 3x now, and let's just go back to 1x. And also I forgot, of course we have the ultra wide. So this is the ultra wide, and this is the movement between the lenses. And I would say these new smartphones are doing a far better job when you're moving between the lenses. So I'm at 1x back, and I'm just walking, and we'll climb that stairs to see how's the stabilization now. So a few stairs here, and again looks like it's doing a good job. I'll climb this one also, and here also from the regular one, and in the sunny area the colors now here look actually a lot better, I would say. in that grass green, the greens were looking a little bit more saturated, but here it's looking good. And this is the ultra wide, and the ultra wide is also in video is actually doing pretty good. And of course this is that 3x zoom. So this is a quick sample recorded with the rear facing camera at 4K 30 FPS. Now guys, I'm recording with the front facing camera, again 4K 30 FPS that I'm doing, and I'm in a slightly shadowed area like this, and this is that vlog style video. Audio is of course from the internal microphone. Let's just move this side and I'll just go face the sun, and it's pretty harsh lighting, so this is what you can expect at 12:30. The sun is just hitting your face like this. Let's do one thing. Let me be against the sun like this. So yeah, the face is still lit up, I would say. So yes, you don't have to worry too much about lighting, but again, if there is a little bit of shadow, of course the video will look a lot better. And I'm also walking like this to give you an idea how is the stabilization. Now again with the front facing camera, and now I'm using the f-stop, and the background, as you can see, is sort of blurred. I've kept it to f2.8, but the thing is that, as I've told you, it's recording only in 1080p, not in 4K. So here I feel they could have enabled 4K video recording with this background blurring mode that they have, but this is a quick sample. So guys, this is the iQOO 15. What do you guys feel about this smartphone? To be very, very frank, I would say from a smartphone point of view, I would say it's a pretty good smartphone. In fact, in some areas, iQOO has improved, I would say. For example, in static photographs, this has improved. In fact, in dull lighting conditions, the photos that we were getting were better on the iQOO compared to the OnePlus 15. But for some reason, I would say that aperture mode, when you enable it, it is restricted to 1080p, which is not the case with the OnePlus. So I don't know why that artificial limitation is there on this smartphone, because the chipset is actually powerful enough to shoot that in 4K. And also I would say they should have just removed the stuff in the lock screen, some of the things like this, that's switched on by default. And lastly, I would say pricing, they could have definitely priced this, I feel, in my frank opinion, a lot more aggressive. In fact, as I've told you right now, when I was looking at the Amazon webpage, I can't get it for that 65,000 rupees what they were advertising at the launch time. If they're advertising that, it should have been available at that price part. But nevertheless, I would say it's a decent and a good phone from iQOO. In fact, they have improved in certain areas. For example, the screen quality is among the best, and also camera, which was never a big strength of the iQOO. This time they have worked on the camera of this iQOO 15. So what do you guys feel about this iQOO 15? Do let me know in the comment section below. And guys, if you are planning to purchase this one, I'll leave the link of Amazon in the description. Use that, it does help the channel. Anyways guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. And guys, if you're still not subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care guys.